Neighbors found him sitting alone on his porch, staring at the empty driveway where Maggie used to greet him. The entire town suddenly realized something. Losing a dog wasn't always about losing a pet. Sometimes it meant losing your last companion. That same night, a teenager named Liam made a discovery. He had been biking near the old railway tunnels outside town when he heard barking. Lots of barking. He followed the sounds. What he found stopped him cold. Behind an abandoned maintenance building was a hidden shelter. Inside were dozens of lost animals, missing dogs from neighboring townways, abandoned pets, injured strays, and kneeling among them was Caleb. Word spread instantly. By sunrise, half the town stood outside the shelter. Caleb emerged carrying a trembling Maggie in his arms. Walter burst into tears. The old dog nearly knocked him over trying to reach him. People expected outrage, accusations, police. Instead, confusion settled over the crowd. Because nothing looked like a thief's operation. The shelter was spotless. Medical supplies lined the walls. Every animal had food, blankets, and records. One woman pointed toward a stack of notebooks. "What are those?" Caleb hesitated, then handed one over. The pages were filled with names, addresses, vet appointments, behavior notes, emergency contacts, years of records, years. Nora flipped through them. "What is this?" Caleb looked away. "The dogs people never came back for." The crowd fell silent. For the first time, his voice cracked. "When my daughter died, we had a dog named Rosie." Nobody moved. "She sat by the front door every day waiting for my little girl to come home." His eyes glistened. "She waited for almost 2 years. The silence became unbearable. Caleb swallowed hard. "One day I realized grief doesn't only belong to people." No one spoke. I started helping strays, then abandoned pets, then lost dogs. He glanced around the shelter. "They understand loneliness better than most humans." Nora looked at the handwritten notes. "Those were from you?" Caleb nodded. "I wasn't writing to the owners." "Then who?" He gently scratched Maggie behind the ears. "The dogs." The words hit the crowd like a wave. Years of suspicion suddenly collapsed. Every note had been written as if spoken by the animal. A reminder. A comfort. A voice for creatures who couldn't explain how deeply they loved. Walter slowly approached him. Tears streamed down his face. Without saying a word, he wrapped Caleb in a hug. For a moment, Caleb stood frozen. Then, after decades of carrying his grief alone, he hugged him back. And many people in the crowd began crying too. Because they finally understood something larger than the mystery. Sometimes the quietest people are carrying enough love to fill an entire town.